Welcome back, everybody. Behind me here is a 1972 Squareback, which you've seen, about a year ago, and it was here about a year before that as well. It's back again for some mystery electrical problems, because this sucker, it has a mystery battery draw on it. For some reason, it'll kill the battery overnight. We don't know why. One of the reasons I did determine, though, is that it did have a trickle charger on it, and the trickle charger was left connected to it full time, and that trickle charger right there apparently was also a leak. But when I took it off, the battery did last a little longer, but it was still dying. So today we're going to sort out some mystery electrical problems, see if we can trace these things down to where they are and what it's going to take to fix them. But this is the video where we do exactly that. Now, I don't think I've ever demonstrated a whole lot of electrical diagnostic before, especially something of this nature, so we're going to go through it. It's going to be kind of a quick video, because I got my bell-ended rue bags behind me too, so you're going to be dealing with a little bit of so sorry about that. But anyways, likey, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to pluck that dingle to get updates every time a video. Check out Duck Shit down there for all my different social media links, and we'll be back right after that intro. As I said before, this thing did have a trickle charger connected to it. So I think it was both a Band-Aid and a solution at the same time. Or a Band-Aid and a solution. A Band-Aid is a solution. It was both a Band-Aid and a wound at the same time. It was not only causing bleeding of electrical, but it was also charging up the battery when it needed it. So I guess a double-edged sword right there. That thing, you're supposed to disconnect them and not leave them connected to the car, and if you do, well, if you get a dead battery, that might be why. There should be diodes in there that protect it from doing that, but even diodes leak, so over time, that could kill your battery. Anyway, we're going to go around the inside here, and I hope I brought my meter with me. No, I left my meter way over here. Oh, no, that's not good. That's not supposed to be falling down. Put that back up. There we go. I got my meter over here. We're going to see if we can measure the amperage. This meter's kind of cool. Got it from Amazon. There'll be a link down below in the video description if you need one like it. But the battery should be charged up now, but I do have it currently wired in, so there may or may not be charge on it now. It has been sitting for several hours. And we got a test light on it. Okay, so it's not flat dead like it had been earlier. Here's my meter, and what we're going to do is we're going to turn this over to amperage. Here we go. It says 3.2, that's wrong. Zero it. And we're going to do something a little different that might not make sense to you guys. It may not make absolute sense to you guys, but what we're going to do is we're going to pull off the negative battery terminal. Why I'm using the negative instead of the positive is because that one came off easily, and it might be one of the reasons why the owner of this car said the power went completely off on her at one point. So we got one of the probes connected to the wire, and the other one connected to the negative terminal. And what do we have? 1.86, 1.89 amps of leakage. But currently nothing is turned on this car. So we are having some kind of a power leaking problem. Again, key is off. Key's in, but the key is off. No, there's no buzzer in this car, so it's not going to suck any power on that either. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to leave that battery terminal off, and this is a LED test light. It actually has a little LED in it, 330 ohm resistor. I know that because I built it. And LEDs are better than test lights. I think I can pick up a ground in here. I hope that's grounded. I guess we're about to find out. They're better than test lights because you can get an LED to light with virtually no power at all. I mean, just, a couple volts. So right now I have the drop-in resistor in that thing for 12 volts, so it should light up. Let's see if it does. Okay, now that this thing is in circuit, I'm going to connect the other end of the test light to the negative terminal on the battery. Not the wire. Wire's going to stay disconnected this time because I want nothing touching negative except this wire. So if anything in the car is grounded, it's going to be going through the test light, and that should make it light up. So, with everything off on the car, the test light just came on. Now, this clip is not really meant for this large of a battery terminal down here, but I'll get it on there. It is lead, and you can kind of just press it in. But yeah, we're lit up. Okay, so something right now is leaking. Let's see if we can figure out. All right, first place we're going to start is at the fuse panel. Again, there's our light. And I'm going to start knocking out the fuses one by one. 1. It's like that. 2, light is still on. 3, 4, still have a light. 5, 6, 7, 8, still have a light. Still on. And, alright, well, it's none of those. The light is still on. So, it's going to be one of a couple things then. Could be radio, could be aftermarket gauge, could be the starter, could be the alternator, and this car has all the above. So let's get to reviewing this thing. This is an aftermarket stereo. There is a fuse to it. That looks like it, actually. Well, let's try to disconnect this. See if that makes it go out. Looking over my shoulder, the light is still on. I can't get it out of here. It just comes out of this. Here it is. Okay, and disconnect. Alright, it's out. And still lit. Okay. Now, there's a possibility the stereo could be hardwired. Don't know what else it could possibly be. Let's disconnect the wires from our alternator here. It has an idiot light wire and a field effect wire. And, no, we're still lit. Okay. Let's see, I want to take the big wire off, and I gotta grab a wrench for that. Looked like it was a 10. I have one out here? I thought I had a 10 out here. That's a 10, right? Yeah, 10. 10 and 12. Might be an 11. Come on, get on there. That nut's not even tight. Hell, I could turn out with my fingers. Okay. We'll pull that out of circuit. And this one probably goes, because this is an aftermarket alternator, I will bet without a regulator this goes straight to the battery, which means that you don't want it to touch anything while it's laying here. And you know what? Our light is out. It went out. So let me try touching that back on there and see what it does. Oh! Oh! There it is, right here. So our alternator is our problem. I wouldn't have expected that. There should be a diode pack in this that stops the, see, the power is supposed to come out of the alternator. It's not supposed to go back into it, so there should be a diode in there to stop that from happening. I guess that's failing. This is aftermarket parts. I don't even know what that is. I have to contact one of the people that makes these, and I don't know if that's the 11th floor, or whatever the hell his name is. 11th floor, 11th. He's been good. He actually made some parts for my Kawasaki, and he happens to make kits similar to this for installing an alternator on a Type 3, and this might be his work. I don't know if he resells those kits elsewhere. I'm gonna have to ask. I also have a friend of mine that has the same kit. I might just go over to his house and go check that real quick, because that's definitely a problem. Yeah, that's our light right there. Okay, that was our parasitic draw. That light is completely out. There's nothing else to check. I guess just to save face, I'm going to jam all those fuses back in there, and they were wrong anyway. They were the wrong colors. It's only supposed to be like 2 red ones in here, and no blue ones, and most of the rest is supposed to be white. So I'm going to put them back into the way I think that they were. I'll review the video to make sure. And then we'll check the light again and see if it's still out. Well, as luck would have it, as I was putting in the fuses, and I got to, what is it, the 7th one, when I put that one in over my shoulder, I saw the light come on again. And if I take that fuse back out, the light goes back off. So there is definitely another short circuit or power leaching something in this car. So I'm going to have to do some more investigation and figure out exactly what's going on here. So I'm going to take all these fuses back out. This is the circuit that I need to investigate. I'm going to take these out just so there's no backfeeding on it, just in case something gets crisscrossing into them, so I don't get any false detections when I start going around this thing. Anyway, that should be what I needed right there, and then we'll get this sorted out. If I get this sorted out, we'll put all the fuses back in again, and hopefully the light stays out when I get to this point. But, yeah, it's on. Definitely is that one. Something else going on in the circuit. So we got more than one power leach. All right, well, we'll figure it out. Well, I've got the fuse block completely out because I want to see the back side of it. And the 7th fuse, according to the manual on a 1972 Volkswagen Squareback, goes to the fuel pump relay. But clearly this wire doesn't go to a fuel pump relay. I actually unplugged it from the back of the clock. Now the clock doesn't work. The clock might be providing a brand new loaded short. Not really a short, but rather, you know, it's got a load on it. The coil in there that normally winds these clocks up, and I don't think they did the quartz one at 72. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's quartz one. All I know is the clock doesn't work on here, so there's no reason to leave it hooked up, and I'm not taking the clock apart to fix it. There's guys that do that. I'm not one of them. So we're not going to get into that, but that was definitely one of the issues. I'm going to throw this back together here, and then we're going to see if the idiot light, actually the idiot light is out, isn't it? Idiot light is out, and the fuse is still in. Alright, well, we're going to reassemble this fuse block and just make sure it's still functional, and this wire here that goes to this, that went to the clock, we're just going to take that completely out of circuit. Not going to be used. Now! Go away! Alright, let's reassemble this thing. Alright, fuse number 7 still in. And light is off. Fuse block is completely reinstalled. I guess what I need to do now is put the rest of these back in and make sure that light stays out. That's what I'll do. Well, I don't believe it. I got to number 8. Light came on again. Now, those two circuits are not attached to each other on the fuse block. They're actually separate. This one is actually bridged over to this one and skips this one entirely. So, I guess we're going back to checking the wiring diagram to figure out what number 8 is and try to figure out why it might be shorted out. That's causing our idiot light to come on again. The great thing about that LED, by the way, guys, it draws about 20 milliamps, so even if I left it in circuit for like a month, it shouldn't kill a car battery. So I can leave it on as long as I want, and it won't fry anything else down the further down the line either, because it's a 330 ohm resistor that only moves a tiny bit of milliamperage. So yeah, nothing else gets burned up in the process. So they work great. Anyway, let's figure out what the 8th one is. Fun! After I check the schematic, the 8th fuse is actually the dome light. So if I flip this here, yeah, I don't think that ever worked on this, and that might just be because it's got a bad bulb in it. But that would be something to look at. Anyway, I'm just going to leave that in the off position so that we don't have any draw on it. And we're going to put the last 4 fuses in. Hopefully that light stays out. Okay, as we said, we were going to put in the full array. They're all in. Yes, I'll fix the fuses that are mixed up that aren't the right ones. And our light is still currently out. That's good news. And yeah, doodle doodle, I hear you. And then back here, the alternator. You see that light is still coming on when I touch that wire on there. So I think that's our remaining short is going to be this one right here. The other things I need to look at on this car is the fuel pump in here. And it arrived to me, by the way, with no fuel in it. And it was a real pain in the ass to get it started. Because not only, when I put fuel in it, did it still not run, but it wasn't pumping anything. But the fuel pump, you might remember, I installed it way under here in the stock location. You can see it. And when I turn that key on, in seconds, that pump gets hotter than hell, and it does not hum or buzz or do any pumping of any fuel. So I think what happened is the owner of this ran out of fuel and was probably still continuing to try to start it. Overheated the fuel pump because fuel needs to go through it to keep it cool. Yes, that's right, guys. It's water cooled. Even though it's not water, but it's liquid cooled. You guys get it anyway. If the fuel doesn't go through it, you will burn the thing up in a matter of minutes. Not only does the impeller go bad, but the motor will cook because it'll get hot. And that's the case on this one. I need to replace it. Now, Ruby, actually, uses exactly the same pump. And I mounted it in exactly the same location. The front end on this car is a little easier to get into because the front end's shorter. But, yep, there's my pump. Which makes it nice and easy to get to on a Type 3, especially on these short-nosed ones. 68 and 69, 69 was last year for them. 70, the nose has got a lot longer. And you can actually see how much longer it got by looking right here. You see this shelf in front of the gas tank. And then this is sloped more. So the front end is a lot longer, and they did that to make the trunks bigger on these things. They probably also did it for some kind of, impact safety stuff, but I don't know. I'm not going to get into that. That's not what I do here. So I need to replace that fuel pump, and then this thing will probably get going. But I think we got the majority of electrical sorted out, and that was only a few minutes in video, I guess. It really wasn't that hard. There's a lot more of me poking around, looking in instruction manuals and stuff, trying to find the right way to do it. But that alternator is definitely going to be a problem. I need to figure out what's going to go on with it. I can't just put a diode pack in line. I mean, I guess I could, but I think that thing makes, they make 60 amps So that's a pretty big diode pack I'd have to make. And the little diodes that I have here usually handle 1 amp at most. So what am I going to do, put 60 of them in parallel and hope they load balance properly? Because they're probably not. That's a lot. Wouldn't be cheap either. What a big ugly thing that would be. It would be like this big. Alright, well, I guess that's going to be it for this one. So you guys know what you need to do. Licky, likey, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to pluck that dingle belly so you get updates every time I upload a video. Watch your fingers, Duckman. Check out duckshit.net for all of my different social media links. I see you. You were coming after me. Yeah, you were. I had my back turned to you. You thought you were going to be tough. Yeah. Go away. Yeah, him. And we'll close this up. And the last thing I'm going to do... Well, you know what? The battery is disconnected already. It's only connected to this thing, and as I said, this thing will not let the car cook anyway. So, we'll just pull it out of circuit, just because. And then, what I'll do, leaving the battery disconnected, is I'm just going to make sure that... Well, actually, I probably should reconnect it. I probably should. You know why? I want to see if it remains charged through the night, or if it's going to take a shit. You know what? We're going to leave it alone. Here's why. The battery might be just... You're over here? You're still trying to kill me, aren't you? Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. Oh boy, he's being a tough boy. Well, I'm gonna have to sign off right now without saying goodbye to you guys, because I'm in a corner. I'm in a predicament. Or should I say a predicament? I see you, buddy. Why don't you just come here? You used to give me love, you used to sit, you used to have ice cream with me and drink my rum, and then puberty kicked in and you've been a jerk ever since. Life's just not the same for us anymore, is it? Yeah. And now you're a great-grandpa and you're still a fool. Even your great-grandson kicks your own ass. You got a birthday coming up in November. He's going to be 4. Go away, Biddy. Let me out of this corner. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. Try not to let him get my leg. If he gets my leg, he'll poke a hole in it, or it'll just hurt. Go away. He's tired now. He wore out. Got him jumping up and down too much, but I'm not putting my face close to his because he will peck. Alright. He's not doing it now, though. I figured he'd... Yeah, there it is. Alright. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next go-around.